What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about Nio. We're going to talk a little bit more about Tesla, and we're also going to talk about a huge IPO that's coming out this week. So stay tuned to the end of the video for that. But also link in the description for the Patreon if you guys are interested in joining our Discord over there. We got over 100 members. Everyone it's a constant talk fest over there, man. Everybody loves talking pre-market. Getting ideas, what we're watching, what we're selling, what we think for the day. You also get access to our portfolio, and also we're going to be doing a Discord only portfolio here in a few weeks, where we ask everybody in the Discord, we give out a few options. Hey, you guys choose what we put in this portfolio, and we're going to see how much we can grow this portfolio. I've never done something like this, so we'll see how it goes. It's either going to be good or it's going to be bad. One of the two. I don't know. But link in the description for that if you guys are interested. There's a couple dollar spots left, so go ahead and get that if you want it.
Real quick, I'm going to shout out Fred, our newest Patreon member. So shout out to you. Thanks for joining. And
right, yeah. We appreciate the support. Appreciate it all. But without further ado, let's give some razzle dazzle and hop into it. So let's start off the video with the market in general real quick. So a couple reports coming out today. That Wednesday, the Labor Department is going to be releasing the Consumer Price Index, or the CPI, which pretty much determines, I don't say determines inflation, but it gives you a measurement on inflation. If it goes up, things are more inflated. If it goes down, things are less inflated, kind of common sense. In this article that we were reading, they expect inflation for February to go up to 0.4%, up 0.1% from January, which was at 0.3%. But they weren't expecting this to be a bad thing. They said that they think basically the whole consumer market's going to shift because COVID kind of settling down a little bit. People are thinking COVID's really, states pulling their mask mandates away. Things are getting better. Vaccines going out. They think it's going to shift from They're going to shift from the staying at home kind of goods over to services where you're interacting with people, sporting events, cruises, hotels, getting out, casinos, stuff like that. So they expect those prices to kind of surge, and they expect the other prices to go down. So I guess that's kind of good. Things are starting to open back up. Hopefully that's good for the market, pump some money into this economy and get things back to where we were at pre-COVID, man. Remember when you used to be able to go to a baseball game and not have to worry about a mask, dude? What a good time that was.
Right.
Yeah, we actually, on a side note, we're going to the Reds home opener in April, and prices for that were increased because they're only allowing 30% of people in. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
But hopefully as things get settled out, they start to open things back up to normal. You go to sporting events and all that stuff to normal. So we'll see what happens there. So let's go ahead and hop into Nio, man.
Well, real quick, go back to the inflation stuff. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, she said that on Friday, long-term Treasury debt yields were a sign of stronger recovery and not increased inflation concerns. So she doesn't really see inflation going up some crazy amount, maybe just a little bit.
Right.
But she said she doesn't see the inflation to rise above the 2% inflation that the Fed has as an average inflation rate over the long term. So that's obviously good news because no one wants inflation to go through the roof. So a lot of the market going down, a lot of it was caused by, people were scared about inflation. So, that is good that, the U.S. Treasury Secretary is saying that it shouldn't really be much of a concern. So
right, which hopefully that means we have a good week this week because that kind of puts people at ease, saying hey, there's not going to be an inflation thing. It's going to be more of you don't have to be scared of inflation. So hopefully that basically it just showed all the weak hands in the market. Everybody's selling. So these are great, fantastic buying opportunities for you if you were not already in any of the stocks that you're looking at. So we'll see. We'll see what happens on Monday morning.
And stimulus could also help bring this up because the Senate passed it and it should be going through this week sometime. So
the House is going to pass it, so it's going to go right to Joe's desk.
Yep. He should sign it, no problem, and then hopefully that also helps with the market. So all right, now into Nio.
Right, let's go ahead and hop into Nio. So Nio, not a whole lot of news coming out about this today. Nothing to report. We just kind of wanted to give an update and give a little bit of price prediction, see where this thing's going, man. So if we look at the chart, from Friday, obviously we had the huge sell-off again, all the way down to $30, man. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Down to $31. I don't think we'll ever see that again. It's hard telling if we will. I hope not too.
Yeah, I mean, it hit that low, and then, it went from 31 all the way to 38 throughout the day. So, it seems like people want to stay away from that low.
Right. I hope so. So we'll see what it does. As of right now, we're up 1.8%. We'll see what happens in the early hours, because that's usually what matters.
Right.
But hopefully, with all the good news coming out this weekend, with the inflation fears going away and the Senate passing the bill, hopefully we see a really strong Monday morning opening. I'm not gonna lie. I look forward to Mondays. I'm not gonna lie. I look forward to Mondays now because of the market. But yeah. So again, I'm hoping we start to push into 40 this week, lower 40s, get back to normal, and just start to slowly creep up. I'm hoping by the end of March that we're pushing back, to upper 40s. It'll be hard telling. This thing could literally swing. We look at the volume on this thing, 270 million. This thing could literally swing one way or the other like crazy.
Blast off or tank, just depends on if there's fear being pushed or, what's going on in the market in general. Right.
So hopefully, again, I'm hoping for mid 40s by the end of March. It'd be nice, kind of get back into things once this, hopefully the chip shortage kind of gets sorted out as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. But there's really not a whole lot with Nio. More of our news was on Tesla and this IPO that's coming out this week as well. So let's go ahead and hop over to Tesla.
It's going to be a hot IPO. But so Tesla, they're saying, so a couple videos ago, maybe more than a couple, we reported that Tesla might be doing battery swapping over in China because China changed their subsidies to where there's no price limit to get the subsidy. So if the car is equipped to do battery swapping, then there's no price limit to be able to get the subsidy. But now they're saying that they're not considering using battery swapping in the future, which Elon's already said before. But the rumor started when Tesla Shanghai added a new energy vehicle battery swap facility to its plans, to like his business plans, and that's where all these rumors in the rumor mill started brewing up. So they did come out a couple days ago saying that they're not planning on doing it. And Tesla says that battery swapping is riddled with problems and not suitable for wide-scale use, which I kind of agree with the wide-scale use. Like it's obviously useful. I'm a fan of battery swapping, but in big cities where you don't have a garage, like that's huge because a lot of people are just parked out on the street. It's not like you can, you have a charging station at your, out by the road. It's always in your garage. So it makes sense for like huge cities. But the Tesla said that it's really counting on its long range vehicles and rapid charging capability over doing the swapping, which Tesla is killing it, but Lucid's charge times are pretty dang good, and Nio's new sedan coming out kind of smokes Teslas. Like the new Tesla Model S Plaid Plus is like low 500s, and the new Nio sedan's over 600. So that's still, they're not releasing it until the beginning of next year, so it's still a little ways away. So Tesla might still. Talking about those swapping stations real quick and Nio. So they've completed over 1 million battery swaps now at over 200 locations. And as we said before, during the Chinese New Year, they did over 40,000 swaps just during the Chinese New Year.
Which is ridiculous.
Right, that's nuts. And they're planning on having a total of 500 swapping stations by the end of this year. So if they did 1 million swaps at only in quotes, 200 locations, think how many they can do when they over double that.
Right.
Right. Obviously it seems like it's working if they're doing 1 million swaps. Like people obviously like it.
Right. I think it'd be a good thing. I could see the biggest concern, Tesla's kind of probably thinking is that's just that many more batteries you have to produce and make to swap them out.
Yeah, and the upfront cost is big because I think you said that each swapping station is like 200 and some thousand, around 250,000 or something for each swapping station. So the upfront cost is a lot, but if people are using it, you're going to make that money up. And you might have more people coming to your brand because you have battery swapping and others don't.
Right. So. Exactly.
So, even if
it'll
you
be
don't
interesting.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, even if you don't make money off of it, which I'm assuming they're making money off it. But
Right.
even if they're not, like I said, if it brings new customers that weren't originally going to go with Nio, but they bought Nio because of the battery swapping, then it's a win-win. It's basically,
Right.
think of it like a grocery store. When they do buy one get one frees, they don't usually make any money off of that, but they use the buy one get one frees to get you in the store, so then you buy other
Right,
stuff as well.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
even if they're not making money, they're still kind of making money from it.
Right.
So-
It'll be interesting to see how Tesla plays that, because again, it's a huge selling point for Nio.
Right.
So, I'm kind of hoping Tesla evolves to it somehow, because I think it's a great service, honestly. But maybe it does have its downfalls,
Yeah.
and we'll see it, in the coming months.
Yeah, I think they'll
it's hard
figure
telling.
out some loophole of some sort so they still are able to get that subsidy. Because
Right.
as we said, Tesla isn't really profitable. They only make money off subsidies. So
Right.
I'm sure they want
Right.
that subsidy, and they'll find a way to
They'll find a way to
they'll
get
find
it.
a way to get it.
But yeah, so that's pretty much what's coming out with Tesla. We'll keep an eye on if anything new comes out about it. We'll pass it your way. But let's go ahead and wrap up the video. Let's go do this last. Roblox is the big IPO coming out on Wednesday. Ticker symbol RBLX. For those that don't know, basically Roblox is a big video game. It's just they huge. My kids play the crap out of it.
My daughter's probably out there playing it right now.
It's unbelievable. Basically, it allows people to make their own worlds and make their own games inside of this game,
Yeah.
and other players can join those worlds, and they can get paid off of that as a developer for Roblox.
Yeah, and you can make up like any kind of game you would want.
It's
to,
literally
so
anything, like any kind of game. I saw my kids one time playing a game that looked almost similar to GTA. Like, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Right.
But yeah, it's a huge, massive video game corporation. Again, basically, you have other developers that make the games inside the game, and you could pay for skins, and it's just similar to Fortnite, where it's just a big money cow, man. Huge money cow. But it's going to operate under the ticker symbol RBLX, and they're going to go public via a direct listing, which allows the stakeholders to sell shares directly to public investors, without them having to raise more capital by releasing new shares, for the public offering. So I think they'll probably save that for a later date if, they get it, if this thing goes well. But Roblox was last valued at $4 billion with a B.
Yeah.
Big booty billions, dude. Massive. This thing is huge. I don't think people understand how big Roblox is.
Yeah,
Like, this is the future, man.
Just look at the website right there. It says 30.6 billion hours engaged, since
2008. That's
like
ridiculous.
30.6 billion hours. It's
Right.
It's nuts.
Right. In the article that I was reading, the revenue increased 82%, up to $924 million last year alone. That is crazy. Their losses were a little bit bigger though, up to $253 million from 2019 to 2020. So there's that. But
That's kind of expected. This has gained
Right.
popularity in the last couple weeks. So as your company gets bigger, you also need to buy servers and everything else to support
exactly,
your growth. So
exactly.
it makes sense why they spent more money. So, but I mean, this thing's growing like crazy.
It's grown like a weed.
Yep.
The daily active users on Roblox grew by 85% as well, up to 32.6 million in 2020. So that's freaking ridiculous.
Yeah, it's huge.
And I'm telling you, I think this kind of video game stuff is the future, and I think there's a huge market for it. It's just a matter of people doing it and jumping. I think Fortnite started this whole craze with the free game to play, and Roblox is free to play. You just pay for stuff in game, and they make a lot more money doing it that way than paying $60 per game.
Yep,
and I think this is the future.
microtransactions is where it's at.
Yep, I 100% agree.
Yeah,
100%
Yeah,
agree.
instead of a game, like usually you only pay $60 for the game and you got the game. Well, now you get the game for free, but you get skins and stuff like crazy. I mean, that person's gonna spend 10 times the amount.
Right.
Possibly.
I don't know how many times. I don't know how many
like-
times my kids come to me. Hey, can I get this in this game? No.
Right.
No, you're not getting this in it. No.
And
no,
they get
stop.
you because a lot of it's only like it's cheap, so you're like, oh yeah, no problem, and then it just adds up like crazy over time.
Right. Yep. I agree.
Like
agree.
over
So
the
look
years, like
forward-
you're probably spending paying thousands and you don't even
Oh,
realize
easily.
it.
I don't know how many V-Bucks we spent on Fortnite for my kids. It's
Right?
unbelievable.
Yeah. So
more than
instead of
60
only
bucks.
right? That's what I'm saying. Instead of only the $60, you're spending a heck of a lot more than that over the long run. Just
Right.
like the whole subscription thing. You make more money doing monthly payments.
Yep.
So
Yep. And that's where we're headed. Honestly, that's where we're headed. But this drops on Wednesday, so look out for that. I might look into this. I may be picking it up. We'll have to see what it's valued at. I'll have to look more into it to see what the potential price rate, the prices on the market. But I might be looking into this, honestly. This might be a good one to snatch up.
I'm gonna get into it. I don't know when though. I'm gonna have to
Right.
watch it and see what it does.
Yeah.
But
we'll
at some
have to
point,
watch.
I'll for sure be having this and holding it for the long run.
Right. I as well. But yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap up the video. We're running a little long on this one, so we're just going to go ahead and wrap this up. If you guys like this kind of content, hit that like, share, notification bell, all that good stuff. It really helps us grow the channel. Again, we're trying to hit 2,000 subs by the end of March. We're into March already. Yeah. Hit that sub button. It really helps us grow the channel. And again, link in the description for the Patreon if you guys want to get in there, over to the community, our portfolio, all that stuff over there as well. But again, thank you guys all so much for the support, and we'll see you in the next one.